Johara, welcome back to my channel. So, I have been obsessing over Julian Phantoms this past week. I finally decided to watch it because a lot of people were talking about it. A couple of my favorite YouTubers made a book tag over it, and which I'm planning on doing after this video, or after a few videos, because I'm going to make like 2 on this channel at the moment and 2 on the next channel, on the other channel. So yeah, in a few I'll be making that tag. I'm really excited to do it. Yay. But I came up with some awesome Julian Phantom things on this channel, and one of these days I'm just gonna go on a whole rant about it, really. But right now I'm going to be ranking the Julian Phantoms episodes, because like my new notification, I couldn't help myself. I'm obsessed. Okay, so I'm gonna be ranking the episodes. I love all the episodes, just to let you know, but there are some I like more, and I will explain like my issues with that episode. And yeah, so number 9 is The Other Side of Hollywood. This is when they meet Caleb. Really takes them to Caleb's club because they wanted Caleb to make them visible to other people so that they can confront I forgot his name, Trevor / Bobby. I'm gonna turn my notifications off so it doesn't keep interrupting me. Okay, and there's some really sweet Willie and Alex moments in the episode, which I love because they're my second couple after Julian and Luke, obviously. I love when Luke is like, "You have a crush on Willie," and he gets all nervous, and Luke's like, "It's okay, I'm happy for you." And it's just so sweet. I ship it. But then time kind of escapes them, because I guess that place kind of like a time warp or loop or something. So it's like you lose track of time when you're there, and they realized that it was so late, and they were supposed to be meeting Julie at the school dance to perform, and they end up missing it. And Julie gets really upset at them and says how important this was to her, and how friends and bands don't do that to each other, and she pretty much quits the band, and it hurts them, especially Luke. So yeah, like I said, I don't like it. There's no episode that I actually do not like, and I do love the Alex and Willie scenes, but my issue is the fact that they kind of ditched out on Julie, which makes it kind of low. Plus, the only actual song in that episode isn't one of my favorites. What's the song Caleb sang? I forgot the name of it now. He sang 2 songs. Oh, this one is The Other Side of Hollywood, duh, because this is in the title, because each title is whatever song they sing in that episode. Sometimes they sing more than one song, but it's like the main song for that episode. So yeah, I think, let's see, the songs that I don't really care for are The Other Side of Hollywood, Nothing Left to Lose, or You Got Nothing Left to Lose, whatever it's called, All Eyes on Me, and Wow. The band is back, and I Got the Music are okay. I mean, I'll listen to them if I'm watching the series and watching the episode and the scene is on, but if I just want to watch the songs, then I will not turn those 2 on YouTube or Spotify or anything. But yeah. So number 8 is I Got the Music. This is the one when Flynn gets them the gig as at the dance, and there's that, I really love that scene with Alex. There's more Alex and Willie scenes and a little bit of Julie and Luke scenes, and Alex and Willie hang out for a while, and when Alex comes back and Julie finds out they're doing a dance, and then he kind of gets annoyed, and Luke is like, come on, that's how we feel to following. And and then Julie is like, yeah, Alex, get with the program. And then I know it's kind of a really small scene, but it's just so sweet. It shows like their relationship, and I just love it. I'm obsessed. So yeah, and so but at the very beginning, she kind of sees herself singing this song, and it's not the best song. I mean, it's not one of my least favorite songs from the series, but it's not something that I will just listen to because I want to listen to it. But Flynn, basically the episode is when Flynn gives them the job at the dance, and then but then they find out about Trevor and stealing their songs, and gets really upset, obviously, because he was part of their band, and he's also happens to be Carrie's dad, who used to be Julie's friend, but now is kind of like her enemy. And so I mean, it's a good episode, but you know, with the whole, it's not the best with the whole them trying to get revenge on him and stuff. This is also the episode when at the end when Alex introduces them to Willie. But yeah, not the best episode, but definitely good. I like all the episodes. Number 7 is Flying Solo. This would be the third episode. This is when they decide to ask Julie to join the band, but she has too much on her mind, with Flynn being upset at her for lying to her and hiding these boys and not telling her what's actually going on. So the entire episode she's trying to make it up to her, and then finally she tells her the truth, but obviously Flynn doesn't believe her, so she decides to prove it by singing with them, because whenever they do music with her, then people can see them. So so yeah, it's a good episode. I do like Julie and Flynn's bond, and that's a good song, Flying Solo. You know, it has a nice meaning to it and everything. So yeah, fun. And then at the end, when they're singing Flying Solo, they pause the song for a minute, and then Luke is like, so Julie, this is me, you can join the band? And then I almost said, oh my gosh, I almost said Celia. No, wrong show. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I just did that. But anyways, Flynn is like, I think you're joining her band, and then she's like, I'm gonna go with what you said. And the look Luke gives, oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with him. Okay, moving on. Number 6 is Wake Up. This is the very first well, yeah, it's first episode, and it's been a year since Julie's mom died, and she hasn't been able to sing since, and she kind of gets kicked out of the music program because of it, because everyone has to participate, and but she hasn't been able to sing, and then or do any music at all, play the piano or anything. And then she finally decides to clean out her mom's study because they're moving, and first time she's been in a year, and that's when the ghosts appear, and she freaks out, and yeah, she freaks out. But they thought they died last night. She has to kind of tell them that they died 25 years ago, and then she tells them that they have to leave. But then later on, she talks to Luke, and he's like, you know, we've had about 25 years, and we found out that the one thing we lived for in the first place we can still do, and he was like, obviously you must understand because your mother is obviously into music, and that's when she's like, her mom passed away, and then Alex and Reggie's like, we're so sorry, we didn't know, and then and then she she decides to let them stay, and and then as she walks away, Luke kind of turns around and looks at her, and oh my gosh, that was like the first just thing about them, and I'm obsessed. I'm gonna be fangirling a lot of this video, so don't judge. But that's probably why we're all here, right? Because you all are fangirls and boys too, so yay. And I'm not alone. So anyways, moving on. And then she finally able to sing for the first time the song Wake Up. She found her mom had wrote it for her, and she sings it, and then you know, it shows her dad listening to her and her little brother Carlos, and then as the camera turns, you can see the three ghosts just standing there watching her find out that she can't sing and play because she said she couldn't. So yeah, or didn't. I don't think she said she couldn't. Number 5 is Bright. This is the second episode, and it's since she's back into music, she decides she wants to get back in the music program, but it's been too late. But it's too late for her. I think this is also when she tells them that she thinks they shouldn't move and stay there. I think that's the episode. But yeah, and then I love the scene with her and Luke in the kitchen, and they start talking, and he's trying to give her a pep talk to try to convince her to take action and force her way back into the music program. And he gives her a song that he wrote for Sunset Curve, but they never had the chance to record it. And then they had a really sweet moment, and they looked at each other, and he like bit his lip, and oh my gosh, I'm in love with them. But anyways, and then they go to the spirit assembly thing, and as everyone's disbanding, she decides to play. She gets a little nervous at first, obviously, because she only sung once in the past year. So, and then Luke's like, "You got this," and then she decides to sing, and then all of a sudden the guys appear and start singing with her, and everyone is all, you know, getting into the music, and they're all like, is this actually happening? Like, can these people actually see these ghosts? And so they sang, and then she ends up back in the music program, which you actually find out in the 3rd episode, which I forgot to mention, Flying Solo. Oh well. But then after the music stopped, they disappeared and everyone gasped. But in Flying Solo, which I also forgot to mention, is that someone is like, is that holograms? And then she kind of just went with it, so they're kind of known as holograms right now. I wonder how long that storyline could actually hold up, like how long everyone would believe that. Number 4 is Finally Free. She's still mad at the guys for ditching out, and they tried to apologize, and and they got jolts because of the whole curse Kayla put on them, and and then I lost my train of thought. And Luke kind of signed them up for it because he still wants Jolie to be in the band, hoping that she would forgive them, and Willie's kind of watching them because of the jolts, and then she kind of yells at the guys and is like, all you care about is yourself, and then Luke gets offset and leaves, and then Alex and Reggie take Julie to see who the song Unset Emily's about, because it was mentioned in the episode before this, I think. Yeah, because it was like right before they missed out on the dance or whatnot. Or 2 episodes before this, because it was like right before they found out about Trevor. So yeah. But yeah. So and then she finds out that Emily's her mom, and his mom, Luke's mom, and he comes there a lot, and it was his birthday, so they were having cake because they missed their son, and so yeah, and and then she decides to join the band again, and then Luke kind of appears, and then he quickly jumps up. He's like, Julie, and then so yeah, another sweet Julie and Luke moment. And she's just like, grab your guitar, and he asks her why she stays. She's like, because this is important to all of us. We've all loved so much already, and by the way, happy birthday. So yeah, I ship it. And then they go to that she gets in trouble for skipping class. But she sneaks out to go to the gig that they got her, and they sang "Finally Free," and that also had a nice Julie and Luke moment because like they got really close and she tipped the microphone his way and it hers, as they say, and the look that Alex and Reggie got, they looked at each other and looked at them. It was like, oh my gosh, you guys are so obvious. Okay, number 3 is Unsaid Emily. This scene is really, this scene is sad, but this sad episode is sad because you finally get to learn a little bit more about Luke's past, because I mean, it already told you a little bit, you know. They mentioned that his parents didn't want him in a rock band, and how he kind of left on bad terms, but you didn't know how bad, and so Julie decides to, Willie and Alex also confront each other. Alex confronts Willie, and he is like, we never should have met. And then Reggie and Alex totally call Luke out for liking Julie, and Flynn calls Julie out for liking Luke. So yeah, there's a lot of relationship things with the two of them. But and then this is number 3, right? Yeah, number 3. Okay. So, and then, so yeah. So, so Julie goes to Luke's parents' house when Luke appears, and she kind of tells him how she knows that he's been going there, and, she's like, trust me, and then he rings the doorbell, so, she meets his parents to tell them about the song that he wrote for them. And I love the way she did it. She was able to tell them that he wrote a song for Emily without actually saying that I've spoken to your son. She was like, I found a song that your son wrote. I thought you might be interested. It's about a girl named Emily. And the mom was like, I'm Emily. And she's like, I think your son might wrote the song for you. And it was a really clever way of letting her know without like letting her know, if you get my drift there. So yeah. And then he sings the song as they read it, and it shows flashbacks, you know, of him and his mom fighting, of him running out, of them finding out that their son just died, and yeah, so it's really emotional, and it's so sad. It makes me cry. But then afterwards, Julie and Luke have a nice sweet moments while they're talking to each other, and lost my train of thought again. Wow, my mind's just not here. Julie, and then, they talk, he thanked her, they try to hold hands, but obviously can't, and he's like, this is an interesting little relationship we have here. And oh my gosh, I squealed when he said that. I was like, yes. But the way they look at each other, I swear. But then he got another jolt, and he decides to tell her about the unfinished business and Caleb and everything. And she gets a little upset, obviously. And then she talks to Flynn, and then she's like, and then she decides to help them cross over by figuring out a way to play the Orpheum. So yeah. Number 2 is Edge of Great, or On the Edge of Great, whatever it's called. What is it called? Edge of Great. And in this episode, the dad threw a little party so that he could record Julie and the Phantoms play, and then put it on YouTube, and hopefully, you know, they'll start building a following and stuff. And then this is also when Flynn decides to call them Julie and the Phantoms, you know, like their band name and whatnot. And yeah, so, and, Alex, was there any Alex and Willie scenes? Yes, there was, but not until later on, until after the dance, I think. Wait, no, the scene I'm thinking of already wait, what? I'm all confused now. Okay, I've seen, when does Willie tell them about, no, it's this episode, okay, yeah, sorry, I got confused for a second. But, Flynn, Julie kind of is dancing with Nick and starts imagining her dancing and singing with Luke. Perfect harmony, such a sweet scene. And then so my mind's just not here today. Flynn tells Julie to no eye contact during the song. So she tries that, fails. They are singing, and then like she's like hanging out with Reggie and Alex, and then when she turned back to the crowd, Luke looked all sad because he's like, "What about me? Don't forget about me." And then when he kind of nudged for her to go over there, and she just turns back to the crowd again, and he looks all sad again because he's like, "Why isn't she coming over here? What did I do?" But then he decides to go over to her, and then she just gives him this really sweet smile, and he smiles back. And then at the end of the song, Alex and Reggie disappear, and he just sits by her at the piano as they sing like the little bit that's left of the song. And yeah, so but then after that, that's when Willie comes and tells the guys about Caleb and what just happened, like what they have to do, you know, either disappear into nothing or join his house band, or you know, find your unfinished business and cross over. And then Alex is like, "Why should we believe anything you said?" And then Willie's like, "Because I care about you, Alex, and I'm so sorry that I got you and your friends into this." And it's just so sweet and sad. Oh my gosh. I ship it. But yeah, and that's when they realized they had to play the Orpheum. So yeah, and then number 1 is obviously Stand Tall, the season 1 finale. It was so good, and at the beginning it shows, I think it was at the beginning, or no, it was at the beginning of Unsaid Emily with Alex and Willie scene. I forgot about that. At the very beginning when it showed like Alex telling Willie that they have to play at the Orpheum, that's their unfinished business, and Willie apologized again. So yeah. But anyways, in this episode, Willie helps them by get like kind of like possessing, or not possessing, or like steering the bus that was supposed to the people that was supposed to open at the Orpheum, and kind of drove them like really far away. So then the 3 guys were able to manage to get the Julian Phantoms playing on the girl's laptop in the Orpheum and write down the phone number. And so they decided to hire them for the opening act. And so they're getting to play at the Orpheum, and they're getting the jolts really bad. And then they're ready to go at the Orpheum. Carlos finds out about the ghost. And I love it when Reg's like, "How do you find out about us?" And Alex is like, "I don't know, Reg. Maybe it's the lights or the blinds or the sheets." So yeah. But Caleb kind of interferes, forces them to go to his club and play with him. And I love how Luke is like really fighting it off. Like he's trying to force Luke on stage, and then he couldn't help but go on. But then he kept trying to go back because he looks just so angry. Like the other 2 look shocked and confused and a little bit sad, but he just looked pure angry. Like, no, do not get in the way of me singing with my girl. No, I couldn't help it. But so yeah, and then Julie it gets really sad because she thought that something happened to the guys because they wouldn't have dished out on her again. So she she ends up running out and talking to her mom, and and then she sees what she thinks is a sign, and she gets the courage to go on without them. And she starts singing when all of a sudden Alex appears, and she gets so happy, and then Reggie appears, and then Luke has a little bit trouble appearing, and I have a theory about that. I don't know if if a lot of people have said this already. I don't know, but my theory is because he is the one that fought off Caleb's control the hardest and longest when he was trying to get them on stage. So I think that's why he had to get a little bit more energy to be able to get on stage, because he fought it off the hardest. So yeah, but he was able to get on there, and then they all sang and had fun. And then Trevor saw Carrie watching the video of Julie and the Phantoms, so he wanted to go. And his reaction to seeing his old bandmates was like, he's like, this is not possible. But they sang, and then after the show, she goes to the studio and say thank you, and then Reggie's like, you're welcome. And then she finds out that they did not cross over, and she tells them to go to Caleb because it's better than not existing at all. And Reggie's like, we're not going back there, and Luke's like, no music's worth making, we're not making it with you. And it's so sweet. But then she hugs Luke and says that she loves them, all of them. And then she's like, wait a minute, how am I feeling you? And he's like, I don't know. And then he starts like glowing, and then he felt stronger, so and he kind of like, they're feeling each other, and he kind of puts his hands on her face, and it's so sweet. And then she tells the other guys to come over, and they all hug, and then the stamps kind of go away, so they're here to stay, and they all hug, and it's really sweet. And then the whole Caleb possessing Nick thing at the end, I think a lot of people aren't entirely like, okay with that ending, but I actually taking my hair out. But I actually kind of liked it, because and a lot of people don't understand it, but I do, because he wanted the boys to work for him because they were the only other ghosts that could have life see them without his help, and he didn't like that. But I think he figured out that it's not the boys that has that power, it's Julie. For some reason she can see them, now she can feel them, and she can, when they sing with her and her only, other people can see them. So it's like, it's her that has the power and the ability, and so that's why he's going after her. And a lot of people was wondering, like, what's going on with the boys, why they glow, are they human, are they alive now? And that's a good theory, but I honestly doubt it, because the whole show is about Julie and the 3 ghosts, and like, why would they turn them into not ghosts? Like, why? I want to know what will Trevor do now. But anyways, back to the point. Honestly, I think Julie is gonna be able to keep touching them. Like, she's like, for some reason, bound on both sides. Maybe it has something to do with her mother. But I want to get a little bit answers. But yeah, so that's it for this video. My obsession with Julie and the Phantoms, yay! So please like and subscribe and comment your favorite Julie and the Phantoms episodes. Are you obsessing over it like I am? Because I'm so obsessing over it, and I've been obsessed. I've watched it 4 times already, and it's been a long time since I've been so obsessed with a show that I could do that. Like, seriously. Whenever I get really into a new show or movie or book, I want, for a while afterwards, I want to keep watching it or watching scenes of it, or if it's a musical, listening to the songs. And it's been a while since I've gotten to a new show that could actually do that for me, and I love it. So yeah. obsessed. And I hope you guys are too. So, yeah, I'll talk to you guys later.